When you create a new workbook in Excel, you can use a blank workbook template, or you can base your workbook on an existing template that already provides some data, layout, and formatting. To create a new workbook, click the File tab, and then click New. Under Available Templates, you have several choices on which to base your new workbook, including a blank workbook, or a recent or sample template. You can also choose to base your new workbook on an existing workbook. This is useful if you want to reuse an existing layout or formatting. In this case, I want to create a new blank workbook, so I'll click Blank Workbook, and then I'll click Create. Excel creates my new workbook and displays the Home tab. Now all I have to do is start entering my data. Converting a range of data into a table is simple to do and helps make your data easier to work with. On this worksheet, I have a list of product sales by quarter. All the information is here, but it's not very easy to read or work with, so I think I'll format it as a table. On the Home tab, I click Format as Table, and then select the table style that I want to apply. Since I already have headers included in my data, I want to make sure that My Table Has Headers is selected. Well, look, by default, filtering has been added to my new table. Also notice that a new tab is available. I can use the options on this tab to further format my table. I think I'll add a total row and apply some additional formatting to my list of products. Notice that I can also try out some different styles by simply mousing over different options without actually applying the new style. I think I'll stick with my original table style, so I'll just click on my worksheet. Oops, now the Design tab is gone. But don't worry, if I want to make design changes to my table, all I have to do is click anywhere in my table and the Design tab will appear. In this worksheet, I want to format my sales numbers as currency. First, I'll select the cells that I want to format. On the Home tab, I can click the Number Format drop-down box to quickly apply formatting to my cells, or I can click here to open the Format Cells dialog box. Since I'm working with sales totals, I'm going to select Currency. Now I can make any adjustments to the currency formatting, such as the number of decimal places displayed, or what kind of currency symbol I want to use. In this case, I'm going to stick with the defaults. Now my numbers all have dollar signs. But notice that all of the numbers in column C are displaying incorrectly. That's because the column width isn't wide enough to accommodate the formatting. To fix the width, I can simply double-click the right column border, and Excel adjusts the width automatically. To enter data in a worksheet, you simply click the cell where you want to enter data, and then type your data into the cell. I can press Enter to move to the next cell in the same column, or press Tab to move to the next cell in the same row. To show you a few more tricks for entering data into a worksheet, let me add a bit more data. One trick that's really handy to know is how to add a new line in the same cell. All you have to do is press the Alt and Enter keys on the keyboard at the same time. Another trick that's useful to know is how to fill in data in a series. In this case, I'll type 1, and then I'll type 2 in the next cell in the same column. To fill in the rest of the series, I just select my starting values and drag the fill handle over the cells I want to fill. I can do the same thing for a text series, such as months. Notice that as I drag the fill handle down, Excel gives me this visual cue to help me fill in my series. Now that you know a few tricks for entering data into a worksheet, let me show you how to edit and format that data. First, I'm going to add a bit more data so we have something to work with. To adjust column width and row height to fit the contents of a cell, you can select the column or row that you want to change. Then in the Cells group, click Format, and then click Auto Fit Column Width. Notice how column A shrunk to fit the data. Another way to do this is to select the column and then double-click the border between that column and the next one. You can also drag a column border to manually adjust the width. The same applies for rows. Applying word wrapping to a cell is another useful feature. Simply select the cell that you want to wrap and then click Wrap Text. Finally, I'll show you how to quickly apply formatting to your data. In this case, I want to apply some formatting to the data in my first row. In the Font group, I can apply formatting such as bold. I can also change the font or font size and apply borders to cells, to name just a few of the formatting options. To apply number formatting to my total sales data, I simply select the formatting I want in the number group. In this case, I want to select currency since my cells contain sales data.
A new feature in Microsoft Office 2010 is the Microsoft Office Backstage View. The Backstage View replaces the menus that you saw after you clicked the File menu or Office button in earlier versions of Office. The new Backstage View completely covers your file so that you can quickly access common tasks related to managing files, such as viewing properties, setting permissions, and opening, saving, printing, and sharing your file. To make it easier to get to the Backstage View, the File tab is colored to emphasize the location. To get back to your file, you click any tab on the ribbon, including the File tab. The sections, or panes as some people call them, can be different for the various Office programs. However, many commands should still be familiar. For example, you see 3 sections after you click the Print tab. The first section is where you click the command, a tab that shows you more commands or information. The second section also shows more commands or information, or in this case, the Print button and the printer properties. The third section shows information about the file, such as properties or a print preview of your file. Also on the Backstage View is the Options command. To see options for your program, such as how to customize the ribbon, click the File tab, and then under Help, click Options. The Backstage View is where you manage your files and the data about the files. In short, it is where you do things to a file that you don't do in the file.
I want to take a look at my expenses and create a monthly budget. I definitely don't want to start with a blank spreadsheet. I'm connected to the internet, so Search will automatically return the complete set of budget templates from Office.com. There are a lot of templates to choose from. This one looks very thorough with lots of columns. It's great that I can see a preview of it over here. This one looks good too. Seems like it's easy to enter data. Let's see what else there is. I like the way this one is set up, and it's what I'm going to use. Great, the template opens right in Excel, and I can now fill in my own details. I'd like some help with formulas. With help, I can get support directly from Office.com. I get a list of relevant articles and videos helpful for my budget spreadsheet. Right now, I don't have all my expenses in front of me, so I'm going to save this for later. It's really nice to know I can just start with a template instead of a blank page.